One word.
Hold on, wait for your...
One word.
So there are lots of words that I could use to describe Bard.
Yeah, I think the best word that describes my experience at Bard, both on campus and academically, is open-minded. And that's because students at Bard and the faculty really don't reject any ideas, no matter how radical they are or what perspective they're coming from.
I think the word that's most fitting, in my opinion, would be opportunity. And it's kind of for the reasons that I said before. Just by the nature of a smaller liberal arts school, you really have the opportunity to do a lot of different things with your academic experience, more than just taking the classes. For example, if you get a group of students together here and you're all mutually interested in some sort of activity, you can create a club. If you get a group of students together here who are interested in studying something, and there's not a class on it, you can create a tutorial. If you want to do a community service project, you can do that through the TLS office. There's just so much opportunity that's really untapped here. That again, it just comes down to you, and if you want to do it, chances are I have a hard time finding students who can't pursue what they really want to.
Metamorphosis. Not an entire metamorphosis. I guess I'd say it just because I can see how I've changed gradually throughout the years at Bard. You know, I came in as a student who just wanted to do chemistry, and I really only wanted to do it because I wanted to make a lot of money. And then in my sophomore year, you know, I was more exposed to art history and human rights, and I became really interested in those subjects, and I think that's what made me passionate about, you know, international relations. And then my junior year, I think I started to become more confident, a little bit more sure about, you know, what I wanted to do and the things that I've become interested in. And so I think, you know, everyone is a totally different person leaving college, but I like the ways that I've changed at Bard, and I've also liked the ways that I've stayed the same at Bard as well.
I'll give sort of a cluster of words maybe and try to get it impressionistically. I would say like inquiry, perspective, and trying to capture sort of really, I feel like I came to Bard wanting to not leave any stone unturned sort of in how I saw the world, and felt like at Bard I was really challenged to come to new perspectives and open myself to different ways of understanding things that I wouldn't have considered.
Communitized isn't a word, but community, could I say a community? I feel like Bard is really close-knit, I think is actually the word I was looking for. I took a little flailing around, but I found it. Close-knit. L&T, the 3-week freshman orientation program, which is a great juncture between high school level work and college level work. The freshmen are the only people on campus, and you're kind of like getting used to this whole new college thing with 500 other people that are also getting used to this whole new college thing, and you get really close to them. And like the dorms are like really like kind of intimate. They all have kitchen spaces and like common rooms, and everybody they get a budget for dorm activities. And so there's a really good sense of community, and not just a Bard community like overall, but also like, you know, I have my theater community, I have my rugby community, and like they kind of mix and match in interesting ways. And I feel like you make like a whole group of circles that are really easy to overlap.
It has been a journey. I think I came here really not knowing what to expect. I really didn't get the time to visit every school because I applied to quite a bit of schools. And it happened that all the schools that I really wanted to go to when I was applying to college were schools that gave me like pennies, and Bard was one of the most generous schools.
I've grown a lot here, and I've learned a lot here, and I've done a lot here, but I think that the best word, maybe the word that applies to me the most, would be community, because I have truly found a community at Bard in the math department as a math student, but not just that, with students that don't necessarily like math or have a major that's completely different from mine.
I mean, as cliched as it sounds, think. And it's because the professors, I mean, it's across the entire college, and the professors that we hire here, they're not interested in lecturing to an audience that will remain largely passive. They are, you know, willing, and the reason why they came here is to engage with students who want to challenge them and want to question their beliefs and their ways of approaching the material, and that's, you know, how they get their kicks. And I think that you know, translates in the classroom. We feel comfortable with asking questions. It's very rare that I had a class here, I actually can't think of a class here that was lecture only and then just do assignments, turn them in. Even my math class, you know, that was largely, you know, critical conversation between the teacher and us. And so, you know, whatever class you're in, there will be the emphasis on thinking for yourself and coming up with your own ideas, your own approaches, which has just been enormously beneficial.